Okay. So this video is for my friend Frenchie. I just wanted to demonstrate a few of the picks that I sent him. They are virtually the same as these, except his don't have handles. So I would encourage you, if you're looking at some lock picks and you have some that don't have handles, either make your own, you know, just wrap some tape around them, electrical tape or something like that for the time being. And eventually, if you decide that you like lock picking, go ahead and invest in a set with some handles. It really does make all the difference in the world. Some come with like big bulky plastic handles. I have not found that those are particularly more comfortable, to be honest with you. I prefer these metal handles. So anyway, Frenchie, I sent you a hook. I'm sorry, this is I believe it's called a snake rake. I sent you one of those. I sent you a short hook. I sent you a Bogota. I sent you a double-ended pick that had one of these sort of, I think this is called a Batarang or a Batman rake, whatever. I don't know, there's a lot of different names. And I sent you a tension wrench. I think I also sent you a half diamond, hold on. Yeah, sent you a half diamond. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to show you that there are slightly different methods for each one. So this is just a regular master lock number 5. You can see the number 5 on there, or maybe you can't, you'll have to take my word for it. And it's not a very difficult lock to pick, to be honest with you. So let me see if I can move the camera up just a bit. I'm in my kitchen. We'll set it on top of a box of macaroni and cheese. How does that sound? Okay, so anyway, I'm going to take a tension wrench. The ones I sent you look a little bit different, but tension wrench is a tension wrench. That's not actually true, but for what you have started with, you'll be fine. I think yours looks a bit more like this one, except it is not spring steel. I need a bigger one. Should have run through this once before I recorded it, I guess. There we go. So, as you can see, I just insert it into the keyway, and right there, and now I'm applying tension. Okay. So I've kind of moved on to a different style of tension wrench, so if it seems a little awkward, that's because it kind of is. Alright, I'm going to swing this around. So anyway, you're inserting the pick, we're finding the pins. I've done this lock a bunch of times, so I kind of know that there's not a very specific binding order, and this is not a particularly difficult lock to open, although I'm sure now that I'm filming it, it'll take me a couple of tries. Sometimes easier locks like this are actually harder to single pin pick, which is what you do with a hook. And there we go. That's open. Okay, so what I was doing was reaching in with this pick, and if you can picture the inside of a pin and tumbler lock, I'm reaching in while tension is applied and I'm lifting. You know, if these are the pins, I'm reaching in with this hook and lifting each pin with the hook as I go. So you'll have to find some videos that will show you the inside of a lock, obviously. Now there's more than one way to do it. You can use a raking method, which I think will work with this diamond. Put that back in. And then here you're kind of, raking is a bad word, scrubbing I like is a better word. That's from the MIT lock picking guide. And you're kind of just trying to vary your tension There we go, it's already open. Trying to vary your tension, and by moving the diamond along the pins, it sort of knocks them up and down until they get into the right place. So I sent you one of those just to show you that it works. Let's see, I have this rake. Now this rake, I don't know if it'll work. I think these are better. I'm not an experienced lockpicker by any stretch, but I believe these are a bit better for a very easy, very low normal bidding. But most sets include them, which is why I included it with yours. Kind of knew I wouldn't have any luck with this one. I've definitely set a few pins in a very awkward angle here, so. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, so I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know how that came out on the video. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but whatever. Okay, and then last but not least, this Bogota is kind of this Bogota is sort of the combination of scrubbing and a circular motion. It's kind of, you just kind of jiggle. And I'll tell you, I was skeptical at first, and I still prefer single pin picking, but with easier locks, sometimes this is just so fast. There you go, open already. I mean, it just takes a couple of seconds. These were designed by a, I think fairly recently, by a guy that hangs out on some of the major forums. So just to see it again, you're just kind of doing a circling motion and moving it back and forth. So just going in, there's nothing all that. There we go. Open again. Okay, so that's the, oh, and, one second. The little Batarang pick that I sent you is good for wafer locks. So those are a different sort of lock. I'm gonna tilt it towards the camera here. Okay, they look like this. This is just this is a strong box that I have. I keep all my lock picking stuff in it, and the bottom of the lock usually looks like this. It's not a pin and tumbler lock, it's a different mechanism, but the beauty of it is that they're usually quite a bit easier to pick. And I'll tell you, I found that these little Batarang picks really work well. We use them like the Bogota, but they're smaller and they seem to work quite well in the wafer locks, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, so rather than try to, let's see. So you have a little less room to work in these. I think I use this tension wrench. Okay, yeah, so I use this tension wrench just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to show you from the side because it doesn't really make much difference. But I just get it in there and do the, and already, see, it's already open. Okay, so anyway, again, single pin picking, usually done with the short hook and the diamond. I mean, for advanced locks and for more difficult locks, these are both very easy locks to open. You want to learn single pin picking. Don't make the mistake of getting into it with raking and jiggling, and because then when you, I'm sure there are guys out there who can open tougher locks like Americans and best locks and stuff like that by raking or jiggling, but I can't, and I think it takes a long time to get there, and I think if you don't learn single pin picking, you won't understand what you're doing later on. So, but anyway, just want to show you the 4 types, demonstrate a little bit, and like I said, if you're to Frenchie specifically, if you get interested in lock picking, just give me a shout, and we'll get you some nicer picks, okay?